How are you doing today? My name is Kelly Wentworth. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Kennebunk, Maine. Thank you for joining me on my 12 Weeks of Christmas series. So I am just going to check and make sure I'm live on my YouTube where I'm supposed to be. And we'll get started. There, it looks like I am live. Wonderful. Okay, if you're live with me, say hello. I will watch the comments. If you want to say hello, make sure you're logged into your Gmail account, which is your Google account, to be able to talk on YouTube. And I would love to hear from you. Say hello. So again, thank you for joining me. I am Kelly Wentworth. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Kennebunk, Maine. And I am on week 12 of my 12 Weeks of Christmas series. So I cannot believe this is the last week of the 12 Weeks of Christmas. It seems like it just went by so fast. And I've had fun. I hope you have as well. So today, well, before we get started, I have a couple of announcements. And I did want to just indicate that I was not here last Thursday, obviously, because of the Thanksgiving holiday. So hopefully you saw that on my blog, on my Facebook business page, that I had to reschedule that. So here I am today, week 12. And again, thank you for joining me today. So we're going to get started. And just have a couple of announcements before I start. And the first one is I'm excited to share that I have been able to order my mini cut and emboss machine. This is a new machine that came out in Stampin' Up! We have the big one, which is the regular size one. And we have the mini that was in our annual catalog that came out in June. And there was a delay on the mini due to COVID. And we just got notified this past week that demonstrators could pre-order the mini one. I am really excited to do that. It has a 3.5-inch platform, so it's going to work beautifully for many of my cut and embosses that I need as I'm creating on my craft table without having to go to my bigger machine. So I'm pretty excited to have the smaller version handy on my desk. I ordered it a couple of days ago. It has already shipped, and I will show that to you when I get that. So customers will be able to get this on January 5th. So if this is something that you've been looking for or interested in, please make note that you can get that on January 5th. So we're really excited that Stampin' Up! Finally made the announcement of the availability of that. I love the big one. If you have the big one, you know that it works like a charm. The design is just, it's a beautiful design. It's compact. The sides go up and down. And I absolutely love my larger version. And it just goes through and cuts and embosses like butter. So I'm hoping you'll love it as well. So that's coming on January 5th. But if you don't want to wait and you would like to become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, just send me a quick note. I can set you up with the best deal in the catalog, and you would be able to order that now like the rest of us. So that's exciting. And the next thing I want to share is that speaking of signing up, there will be a new starter kit promotion that's going to be starting with Celebration, which begins on January 5th. So if this is something that you are thinking about and you would like to join, please note that there is a wonderful sign-on promotion with our new starter kit, which is always, again, the best deal in the catalog. But you will be able to receive a huge bonus when you sign on January 5th. So again, if that's something you're interested in, just shoot me a note and I can help you out with that as well. Okay, so I have been playing in my craft room with the Poinsettia petals and the bundle. So I've been playing with this bundle. Tuesday night, I made 2 cards. Let me get those for you. These are the cards I made on my Tuesday night Facebook Live. And I absolutely love this bundle. Actually, I love the entire suite of products. The dies are phenomenal. The dies do all the work for you. We have this flocked paper, which is a specialty vellum paper. But beautiful, beautiful cards I made Tuesday night. And I also made a couple more. So we're going to continue to work with this set. And you can find that on page 15 in the mini catalog, and you have this beautiful paper. Here is the flocked plush poinsettia specialty paper. Here's the bundle. Here are the beautiful beaded pearls, and there's some red ribbon also. Beautiful collection of products here in this suite, and the paper is really elegant. It's to die for. Okay, so let's get that out of the way, and we'll get started. So the first card I'm going to make, when I was playing, I actually made it, and I embossed. So I actually use this die, and I'm going to show you which set that comes from. I thought I had it out, but apparently I put it back. So this, what I did was I kind of made like what looks like a wreath, and what I used was the Swirly Frames set that's in the annual catalog. I had this set for a while and I hadn't used it, and then I saw other people using it and I thought, oh my goodness, this is like a really cool set of stamps. So this is the one that I used for this, and I'll show you how I did that. And then I used the dies that come with the bundle to do the small poinsettias, and then I embossed here. So we'll get started, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to make it a little bit differently because what I used was some paper that had silver foil on it with silver envelopes, but I'm going to show you how to do that with everyday products. So, and I'm going to show you a trick to save on your foil paper if you don't already know how to do that. So I am using Whisper White Thick 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored that at 4 1/4. So again, standard size there. And then what I did was I wanted to have a silver foil trim around. And on here, like I said, this is all one piece, and then I just put a white piece on. And those were from the past. I was just kind of playing in my craft room. So what you do is you take a piece of foil, silver foil, or gold, whichever color you want to use. I'm using silver. And you do your next layer, standard size, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'll show you what I did to save on paper. Because I only wanted the outside to show, because I'm going to be putting another layer on there, I didn't want to waste a full piece of foil. So I used the stitched rectangle dies, and I cut out a big piece that would only leave the trim on there. So that's just a hint of kind of saving and preserving your foil paper, because I am going to cover this up in the center, and then I can use this for other projects, whether I use the full piece that is stitched or I cut it down, it doesn't matter. But that works perfectly to save on your foil paper. So that's just a trick. And then the next layer, which is what we're going to be using for stamping, is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Your foil will be 4 by 5.25. And then your next layer is 3 3/4 by 5. And that's what we're going to be stamping on. So let's get started. I'm going to be using Smoky Slate. And I'm going to be using this big swirly die from that stamp set that I just showed you. Diana, if you're there, hello. I hope you're watching. Okay. So let's get, and let me get my mat, because this is a photopolymer stamp set, so you're going to want to have the extra pressure. And what you want to do, and let me just bring the card back in. You don't stamp the full die, the full stamp on there. You kind of go off the page. You don't have to, but that's how I did it. And this is kind of a big stamp, so I'm going to go the other way. See how this works here. Whoop, just hit the camera, sorry about that. That came out good. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take out the garden green. And I'm using this leaf stamp set. Well, it looks like a leaf. This one right here. And it looks like, these look like they're fillers for these leaves here. But it works to make it look like there's greenery on the wreath. Give you that illusion. Okay. And we're just gonna kind of make it look like there's a leaf kind of on the swirl. Ooh, 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 ooh. How did I do that? You see that? I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to start over. Did you see how I think there's some green on here, so you got to be careful not to press too hard. Let me just clean my stamp, but I'm going to just turn it over. It probably wouldn't show. Well, let me see. It's probably going to show. I was going to say it won't show because of the flowers, but I'm going to turn it over and we'll start over. I'm not usually that picky, but that one's a little higher than I would have liked, so we'll bring this over again. And we'll start over. The paper has two sides. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so we'll go about there. We'll try this again. Okay. Clean that off. Close it up before I get my fingers in it. Let's try it again. So again, you don't need to press down too hard. I'm gonna go one. Kind of out of the loop, and then maybe hanging down a little bit. Yeah, not too bad. And turn it the other way. And that's going to go off the paper, and that's okay. not too bad. Okay. Close that up. Clean it. And now we'll get ready to do the embossing. Again, I don't usually emboss on camera that much, but this is so pretty. So we're going to use this Magic and Wonder, May Magic and Wonder Bloom the Holiday. So what you're going to need is the embossing buddy. Now, we don't sell these anymore, but you can get these at any craft store. And that just takes the static out of the paper, so the embossing powder only goes where you want it, hopefully, is the idea of that. And then you need Versamark, which is a watermark ink pad, stamp pad, and that's what's going to help us do the magic. And then I'm going to be embossing it with the silver embossing powder to match. So this is the Versamark, and it's clear. It's going to go on clear. One more for good measure. And you really can't see it. Can try to show it in the, see, you can barely see the watermark, but it's there. Trying to show it on the camera. Oh, there it goes. See it? There it is. Okay. So then we're going to use the silver embossing powder. And you just pour it all over where you stamped. And you can take the excess off if there's some over here. There we go. And you can pour more if you want more to make sure. Of course, I have my fan on low here. It's not helping. There we go. I'll do that. And I'm going to turn the machine on, so it's going to warm up. It doesn't take long to heat up. And then you're going to watch the magic happen. You see it starting to melt? It just melts that powder. So pretty. Can you see it? There you go. So pretty. Okay, and then you're going to need your glue dots. And what I've done is I've taken 6 of the small poinsettias, and they give you two of them in there. And I had already put those through the machine, and I'm going to double them up. And before I do that, I just want to clean off my paper here a little bit. There we go. In case I have a few extra pieces there. Okay. So bring that back in. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the glue dots, and we're going to put two together, and we're going to offset them to give it a little bit more dimension. And I find that the glue dots just work perfectly. And then you just kind of offset it. And it just gives a much more of a dimension right there. These are so pretty. If you're new to my channel, please say hello. Make sure you subscribe. Look at how beautiful. All right, and we have one more. Let me see where the other one is. 1, 2. Oh. There it is. But yeah, these little dimensionals just work perfectly. And then what we'll do is we'll add them right down here. And again, I'm going to use glue dots for that as well. And we'll just fill in the wreath, make it look like a wreath over here. So I'm going to do the left and then the right. And then we'll fill in the center. And that'll sort of overlap. How pretty is that? Now, it wouldn't be perfect unless if you didn't put some rhinestones on them. So I'm going to add rhinestones to the petals. You can put 1 or 2, whatever your preference is. But I also, on this one here, I also added them, I scattered them around, which I thought was really pretty. So we could put one maybe there, put one up here, and maybe we'll put one over here. Not pretty? Okay, then we'll bring in the 2 layers. So for the silver foil, I'm just going to add glue around the edge. Oops. And that'll be just enough to pop the silver embossing powder and the same. And again, doing it this way, you're saving all of that paper by using the die to cut out the center and using those for other projects. You're just going to cover it up anyways. Whoop. Well, I got glue on my fingers. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Jeez, there we go. Okay. And then this will just go right over the top with that silver peeking through. Now you can glue it down or you can put dimensionals. I think I'm going to just glue it down. And I just love the silver peeking through. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're looking for one, I would love to help you. Again, just leave me a message. I will have all the links to my Facebook business page, my blog. When this uploads in the morning, it takes, almost 24 hours for this to upload because I'm streaming it live. Okay. What do you think? Pretty? All right, and then we're going to stamp on the inside. And I think what I'm going to do on the inside, I'm going to use black memento. Do the Merry Christmas. I just love this font. And then I have also from this set, Warm Wishes from Our Home to Yours. I think I'll do it to the side. What do you think? I just love the fonts in this set. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. I hope you like it as much as I do. Okay, so that's card number 1. What I would call simple but elegant. We'll go on to card number 2. Very easy card. Again, very pretty. Using the Designer Series paper. So this one, this Designer Series paper is from the paper pack that comes in this suite. So for the base, I'm using thick Whisper White, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You want to make sure you, again, always burnish your creases so it folds nicely. And then I'm using Garden Green, which is part of this Designer Series paper pack. All of our Designer Series paper packs have the coordinating colors listed on the package, which is really nice. This is 4 by 5 1/4. So we can go ahead and we can put that down. good. And then the designer series paper, the back side is this. I used this Tuesday night in my Facebook Live. Beautiful, beautiful paper. And this one is 3 3/4, I believe, 3 3/4 by 5. So we can go ahead and put that down. This is a very simple card. Just using up paper that I had already been playing with. I don't know if there's, that might be, I don't know if there's a right side up on this, but that looks good. Layers, they really make the paper pop. They really make the card pop. And then I used the stitched oval, and that's from the Stitched Shapes. It comes with ovals, squares, and circles in them, and they're just beautiful dies. Something I use in my craft room all the time. And we're going to use the garden green. And again, we're going to use May Magic and Wonder Bloom This Holiday. Oops, let me get my mat. Because this is photopolymer, you want to have a little bit of give to it when you're pressing down, because the red rubber has that cushion, but the photopolymer stamps do not. So this fits beautifully on here. So pretty. Okay. And then what I used was this gold, it's like a twine, but it's more of this is called Wonder of the Season, and it came in with another stamp set, another suite. And what you want to do is what I did on here is I just put some glue underneath here. So let me show you how I do it, tape runner. And so kind of put some glue on the back side. And then just kind of decide how you want it. So I'm going to stick that down, loop it out this way, bring it down. Whoop, hang on. Very sticky. So this just helps keep it in place as you're creating your design. And then if you want to do, I kind of did another loop. I don't have to. All right. And if you want to do more kind of coming out this way, you can. I'm going to leave it at that. No, I think I am going to add some more. So I'm going to kind of go the other way a little bit. Just add some on this, throw it down, loop it. To me, this is like an easy way of doing it, and then just snip it. What do you think? And then I put dimensionals on there and pop it up for dimension. And you can put it right over where you have the twine you want. And maybe one in the middle. Excuse me. And take the backings off. Again, we have our celebration sale starting on January 5th. It's always our biggest sale of the year. And this is where Stampin' Up! Gives back to our customers for making purchases. And with every $50, you can earn a free product out of our celebration catalog. If you do not have a demonstrator and you need catalogs, let me know. I'd be happy to reach out to you. Make sure you're taken care of. And that, I kind of did it low before. I think I'm going to do it up a little bit on this one. What do you think? Again, really simple. There's not a lot of steps to this, but just so pretty. So if you need to get a bunch of them done. And then on this one, I think what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to do the Merry Christmas again. I'm going to use the green on this one, on the inside. I use the stamp a lot. As you can tell, it's very well loved. And what do you think? Isn't that pretty? So we have those, and we have those. Which one? This is the one I did today, yeah. I think they're really pretty. What do you think? Do you like them? I hope you love them. Easy to make, even with the embossing. This is not a difficult card to make. And then the green one, you could really, if you needed to get a bunch of them done, you could do a bunch in a short period of time. Use up that paper. Don't be afraid to use up that paper. Again, our sale begins on January 5th. I want to thank you for joining me for my 12 weeks of Christmas series. This is week 12. It's gone by so fast. Seems like I just started. If you've missed any of the past weeks, you can go back and look on my YouTube channel of some of the other projects that I've made. They've all been Christmas focused. I've done Christmas cards. I made Christmas tags. I did I think I did a box. I've done a few different types of holiday projects and lots of Christmas cards, and hopefully that helps you get your Christmas cards and gets you ready for the Christmas holiday season. So, but keep checking my YouTube. I will be posting more videos and uploading more videos. And again, I will be posting a link to my blog. And I'd love to have you join me on my Facebook group every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you again and have a great day. And I wish you a very Merry Christmas.